It's been amazing. I was kind of nervous about some of the feedback and I was starting to get from customers. You know, some of those saying, don't ever change anything when they saw the renderings. Until up till now, they're walking in the space and saying, oh my gosh, this is beautiful and what a great open and inviting environment. And I just think it's going to be something they're always going to really, really appreciate that we did.
So far, the response has been amazing. Even customers that said, please don't change anything, we like everything the way it is, have really enjoyed the openness, you know, the freshness of the space.
The ability to come in from Pleasant Street and see all the way through the bank to the gardens in the back was something that I thought was very important early on.
It wasn't going to be easy. It wasn't going to be quick. The bank had a vision, and every one of these subcontractors that came into the building respected that vision and gave it 100% every day.
So right here, we are in our new conservatory. This was really all configured to achieve ADA accessibility. We wanted to be able to make this bank open for anybody that wanted to be able to come into it. So what we did was we ended up opening up this area and reconfiguring the main entrance to go through what used to be our book vault. And as we were looking at the space, we opened up the ceiling. We wanted to bring in a lot more natural light. And one of the mainstays of Piscataqua Savings is our gardens. And so the whole idea was to bring the outside in. So we have our plant wall that we wanted to be able to have the plants year round.
The preservation piece is that nothing is straight, nothing is square, nothing is plumb. So the challenge was making it look like everything belonged just perfectly. And so every piece of the puzzle was a custom fit. So when you look around and you see all the woodwork that just works perfectly, it's because we had a lot of craftsmen dedicated to making sure that project married well with the existing building.
My role in the renovation started almost 5 years ago when the board of directors decided to renovate these 4 buildings. We did receive excellent input. As a matter of fact, one of the things that I continue to be proud about in this design is so many people were involved with it. And even during the construction process, any ideas that were put on the table that were great, we took them and we made changes right to this stair. This stair that I'm leaning on was not part of the original design. It was one of many things that occurred very organically during the construction.
So right now I'm standing in front of the elevator. This was a really big part of the whole project. Once we determined where the elevator was going to get placed in the building, the design ended up going around it. And we figured that it was very important for the elevator to be able to access the truss department. We ended up splitting up this area into the administrative side and the investment side. These wood floors are actually pumpkin pine that were original to the attic floorboards up in this building. So we ended up sanding them down and reusing them, trying to keep some of that old with the new.
The team that was assembled to both design and construct this project, I often refer to it as the dream team, and I've worked on a lot of projects in my career. This one, I have to say, is very, very much at the top of the list as far as pride goes, being a director and trustee as well.
I was part of the team of the bank staff that worked with the construction company and architects to design the facility, and I focused a lot on the finishes and the features that the employees would enjoy to help create a nice place to work as well as a nice place for the customers to come and conduct their banking.
So as we start walking into the lobby, you'll notice that we have 3 different stations now. We have our walk-up that we had previously. We've introduced the teller pod, and we ended up expanding our teller line. The nice thing about this is to be able to offer 3 different experiences for the customers and how they want their services delivered.
My favorite part of the renovation is the teller line and the teller dialogue station. They're clean, they're beautiful, and less intimidating. You can walk up and actually talk to somebody without talking through a piece of glass or over a large counter. It makes it more friendly.
Our office is made up of 4 buildings, and we needed to find a way to kind of bring it all together and make it more accessible and more efficient for our customers and for our staff. It was a huge undertaking. We have over 15,000 square feet that we renovated here at the bank. There wasn't really any part of it that we didn't touch. Just the flow of how conducting business will be here at the bank. No longer do we have those really tall teller lines, and the division between teller and customer And it just brings that relationship a little bit closer, which I really like. We have this, what we call the gathering space, and it's an actual place where we can have staff meetings and staff can get together. It's about team building. But the other part of the bank's mission is to give back to the community. So our hope is that this room is a room that we can actually provide to nonprofits who can come in, hold strategic planning meetings and things like that. So very excited about another way for us to give back to the community.
I couldn't be happier with the turnout and prouder of the teamwork that came together between everybody involved, how everybody responded to different challenges that came up through the process and how we worked through them and actually helped make the design even better. And I think the results speak for themselves.
It certainly is exactly what I hoped it would be from the early stages. The way it has come out is wonderful. I mean, Pine Brook Construction did a fantastic job. Even on staff, the amount of attention that Rick, Joan, and Tony gave to this project was really amazing to have their involvement on a day-to-day basis, helping with decisions. It was wonderful.
Yeah, we certainly are proud of the outcome. Just watching the faces of the employees as we turn over a new phase and they walk into their new work areas, watching the customers walk into the lobby area and just kind of, whoa, the difference is, it really does have a wow factor. It's got a pop.
As we started going through, we had a certain thought of how it was going to flow, but then as we were sitting around the table, we were taking suggestions from the staff and then got some great ideas and just ended up adding in a lot of cool features that probably wouldn't have hit the drawing board first day. Right now, it's definitely exceeded my expectations.
When we first started the project, or in its conception, we're hoping that it would actually do all the things that we are seeing now in its fruition, and that it's bringing customers closer to us. It's providing more adjacencies for our departments to work closer together, more efficiencies. It's doing everything and more than we ever expected it to do. I feel very good about it. I think we've brought some things to the table. We've been able to blend the heritage of the bank's history with kind of bring it up to the 21st century technology and conveniences for customers and what they're looking for. I think we did it in a nice way, and I'm very pleased with how that came out.